The Bay of Naples and its coast, an incomparable scene of natural beauty and home to civilization for thousands of years. Originally inhabited by the Ausones and the Opics, the region was invaded on the coast by the Greeks, who founded the city of Cuma, whilst the inland area of the region was occupied by the Etruscans, led by Capua, who gave life to a link with the 12 cities. When a second wave of Osti came down from the mountains to invade Campania, Capua turned to Rome for defence in 343 BC. From here, the Roman occupation of the entire region began, both on the coast and inland, where numerous colonies were founded and a process of Romanization began. Some centres, such as Naples and Pompeii, however, continued to preserve their Greek character. Cities were founded at the foot of Vesuvius, the volcano that had always been the source of terrible catastrophes, as well as great soil fertility and the reason for the quality of its crops. In the House of the Orchard in Pompeii, destroyed like the rest of the city in 79 AD and restored to light in 1951, there's a lemon tree, witness to the presence of these trees being grown in the Vesuvius area from as far back as the 1st century BC. Sorrento, a scene for diving in the sea from which the entire peninsula takes its name. A mythical land whose legendary name goes back to the sirens who sang and enchanted sailors. Residents of Roman patricians and the poet Torquato Tasso, from the 18th century, Sorrento became a traditional stop for international travellers due to its mild climate and thriving vegetation. In the 19th and 20th centuries, its fame has attracted artists and travellers of note, from Lord Byron, Keats and Goethe, author of the celebrated phrase, "Do you know the land where the lemons bloom?" Even today, both the Sorrento coast and the adjoining Amalfi coastline continue to attract visitors from all over the world, delighting their enchanted gaze with charming panoramas of olive and citrus trees that tumble from jagged headlands to plunge into a cobalt blue sea. A happy and everyday life exists alongside a serene, relaxing and contemplative one in the shade of chestnut boughs used to protect the lemon trees in rocky parts and cultivated on terraces falling sheer into the sea. The volcanic terrain, rich in potassium, produces a variety of lemons known as the Oval of Sorrento, an exceptional organoleptic mix with an extraordinary property, a perfume that fully pervades the lemon peel. In this microclimate, these lemons flower up to 4 or 5 times a year, and, should weather conditions be favourable, they can even blossom until November. The use of chestnut posts for boughs and straw covers protecting the lemon trees from the light, cold and hail represent the traditional methods in caring for the rural environment and the countryside. In the year 2000, the European Union acknowledged the right of the Limoni di Sorrento to bear PGI appellation or Protected Geographical Indication on account of their outstanding properties. Total respect for production techniques is ensured by a consortium grouping farmers and the Limoni di Sorrento processing industry to ensure the highest possible quality for consumers. In fact, it's an ancient tradition of Sorrento families to use the well-known qualities of these fruits. The Massa family, owner of historical homes and lemon groves in Sorrento, is no exception to this rule. The recipe for the liqueur, commonly known as limoncello, has been handed down by mother to daughter. The liqueur is produced by carefully macerating freshly harvested lemon peels in alcohol. With the object of enhancing this territorial resource and providing continuity to the tradition of excellence, brothers and true pioneers Sergio and Stefano Massa decided to transform the ancient family recipe for the lemon liqueur into a product for international markets. Villa Massa liqueur is born from a true love of their own land, combined with the proud intention of combining modern technology with tradition, in order to preserve the authenticity and the naturalness of the recipe from the house of Villa Massa. The lemons come from lemon groves owned by the company or from those owned by members of a farmers' cooperative. Lemons are scrupulously selected, washed and wrapped in aseptic bags of polypropylene and delivered in plastic boxes bearing a consortium numbered label. This allows the liqueur to be traced back to the very tree that produced the fruit. After the initial check, the lemons are peeled. A machine does what was once the manual activity of the woman of the house, who used to carefully separate the lemon skins under the supervision of specialized staff. The external part of the lemon peel is carefully separated from the white part. The rinds contain the valuable essential oils. Piths, on the other hand, produce a taste that's too sour for the liqueur and are therefore not used. The thin lemon peels are then submerged in molasses alcohol in huge steel vats. They are kept there for several days to allow the aroma to be fully absorbed, giving the alcohol the essential characteristics of the oils contained by the lemon skins. After the necessary time has passed, the peels are taken out and transferred to the room where they will be filtered and then stored in the dark in steel barrels under controlled temperatures to avoid any risk of oxidization. When the liqueur has to be produced, a computer system monitoring all production processes automatically transfers the infusion to a 15,000-litre barrel, where it will be mixed with purified syrup and sugar. Each vat and every single production line is continuously monitored to ensure that each bottle produced has the same organoleptic characteristics and colour, even if the aromatic content of the lemons changes during the season and from harvest to harvest. The three modern production lines ensure the correct combination of versatility and speed. Bottles are washed, filled, sealed and labelled. A final visual check is carried out by staff before packing them into the outer cases and storing them in the warehouse. The warehouse, hewn out of tough stone, ensures cool, dry temperatures all year round. The optimization of space is ensured by a system that allows shelves to be moved. This too is monitored by an integrated automation system that ensures the strict FIFO compliance. In other words, first in, first out, for the correct rotation of stock. A fundamental part of the process is checking, particularly those carried out in the laboratory, as well as those performed on raw materials and final products. Advanced tools are used, from gas chromatographs to spectrophotometers. Once all checks have been carried out and complete conformity to all parameters has been confirmed, the laboratory manager authorizes bottles to be sold. The mission, established by the founders from the very beginning, is felt in every phase of the work and business process, ensuring the complete satisfaction of final consumers. Villa Massa is engaged in a process of continuous improvement, which, in time, has resulted in valued recognition at both national and international levels. Above all else, the appreciation by its international customers for a liqueur which has unique and inimitable characteristics as well as versatility. Smooth, served cold from fridges as an aperitif for aid to digestion, mixed with other ingredients in extraordinary cocktails or long drinks, sprinkled on fruit salads, strawberries, perhaps on your favorite ice cream or in your coffee. There are so many different ways to enjoy its various characteristics. And the imagination of barmen knows no limits. The Villa Massa range also includes other quality liqueurs produced from the fruit of the land: oranges, mandarins, nuts, as well as limoncello cream with a fresh milk base but low fat content. On the other hand, Distill is innovation and tradition, a distillate that has broken new frontiers in the category of white spirits, a product with a slow double distillation of the same peels as the Sorrento lemons. Now, as back in the past, we offer you, wherever you are, from the ancient city of Sorrento at the foot of Mount Vesuvius, a tradition linked to the history of the noble Massa family. Villa Massa. Piacere naturale.